Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Is it restore or is it rebuild? I actually forget. It doesn't matter, you'll get what we're doing. We're playing as Portugal and we are retaking our Brazilian colonies. And we're getting near now to the end of the game. We only have, well, what would that be? 18 years or so left in the game now. But that's okay, because we have now reached the point where we can soon declare the final war against the Brazilians. Also, I checked it. It's restoring the Portuguese Empire. That's what I called this series, so now we know. But yeah, one more war now, and we can finally knock out the Brazilians and reincorporate them into our nation. We can use the awesome upgraded conquest casus belli that fascists in this game get. It takes half the amount of time that it usually takes to conquer, and well, it still costs the same amount of infamy, but we can conquer a state with 3 states. So yeah, it's quite a reasonable thing, I think, to pay 22 infamy for all this good land right here. Well, I guess a lot of it is kind of shit, to be honest, but, well, no, there are some really good resources. Yeah, there's a lot of good resources here in the Amazon that we would totally want to have. We only have one of these rubber provinces here. And, of course, getting Rio will be awesome. Look at that. 572,000 people. That's quite a lot of people. Also, they are somehow 33% reactionary. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, look at these. Why are they so reactionary? How does that work? Like, I understand why they are really fascist, because I assume they have a lot of revanchism. I mean, even fucking Bolivia has been able to resist the advances of Brazil. Although, interestingly enough, Brazil has actually successfully taken Mari Bitanas from Colombia, despite being in this rather weakened state. I guess that's okay by me though, because that just means that I will get to take this province. So who knows, maybe I should actually support a Brazilian conquest of Tauruca, but I don't know, we'll look into that later. For now though, we can't invade them quite yet, because we still have a bit too much infamy. Ooh, another focus. That's neat. We'll start by suppressing the Brazilians though, because we don't want any crisis starting. Also, you might notice that my voice is still kind of weak or raspy, or I don't know what you would want to call it. Basically, I'm still kind of sick. Not to the point where I can't play, but to the point where I'm just a bit like, I mean, I'm also slightly hungover because, you know, beer yesterday, but I'm gonna blame it primarily on my sickness. But yeah, I do think we will go ahead and release Sokoto, or the Sokoto Caliphate. Although, let's see, can we do France? What are you up to these days? Oh yeah, he's fighting Spain. Forgot about that. But yeah, that's totally happening. Let's go see if they can have some fun, eh? But yeah, we're releasing the Sokoto Caliphate. Although maybe if we do the whole fuck, what is it called? Decisions. Where are my decisions? Here they are. We can't do it. There is that button, isn't there, to like or to reorganize the people that you release so that they align with your government. Although I guess that's not an option. Although, well, hello. Speaking of Sokoto, a bunch of them just revolted. But I assume the way it works is that I have already done it, and that when I release them, they will pop out as a fascist. Whether or not they'll be civilized, though, I'm not sure. I think actually they'll pop out as a primitive nation, even if that would be a bit silly. But that's because in order for them to become a non-primitive, you need to organize them through a decision to become Nigeria. But since I don't own all of Nigeria, I cannot organize it. So that sucks. So how salty are the people? Oh, they're kind of salty, aren't they? Yeah, it's a lot of salt going on here. Well, is there anything fun we can give them? Maybe service by requirement is not going to be super popular. Let's do I don't want to give them meetings. Well, okay, 8-hour workday then. It's like the only health or social reform left that's not changing the penal system. Although maybe we'll just fucking change the penal system. I mean, at this point, we just aren't getting any emigration to the colonies, really. I mean, it's just tiny amounts of Portuguese people derping themselves into these colonies. So I think we're actually going to reform the penal system, because the last one actually does give you some neat little bonuses. So let's do incarceration. Bulgaria. Are you fascist? Yes, I guess that's why he likes me, but no. I have a feeling you're going to do dumb shit, and I don't want to get involved in that. I think they invaded Bulgaria or Romania previously, but I'm not sure. If they did invade, then Romania definitely got the upper hand there. Who knows, Romania might even annex all of Bulgaria. I know I did in my campaign, and I've seen the Soviet Union? What is this Molotov, Ribbentrop kind of stuff going on? That's mental. No, I don't want allied fucking Soviet Union. Are you crazy? Better dead than red. Those are the ways of us fascists. But yeah, we have another focus that we need to spend. So I guess even if we're not getting any immigration to our colonies, we're getting some decent population of Portuguese people. Almost 10% of our 30 million people are Portuguese, and that's not a small amount of Portuguese people. That's what? 3 million, I think, if I do the math correctly. Yeah, I only study math. That doesn't actually mean that I'm good at it. Liberia, no. Let's reduce taxes a bit. I want to reduce them as much as possible. I mean, some people might disagree with my... penal colonies have been abolished. Oh well. Yeah, some people might disagree with my decision to not tax, or to not relieve the tax burden from the rich. But unless you can give me a good reasoning in the comment section for why I shouldn't be overtaxing the rich, then I'm going to continue doing it, because the rich are not valuable to me. I'm just going to build all the railroads and ports and shit, you know, that I need myself. The rich are really not doing much to help out the situation there. See why else, other than that, like what else is the point of not taxing the rich? Oh, are we doing this again? Attacked in the Netherlands. Okay, so I actually get a choice this time. But I'm gonna salt up my people though. Yeah, I'll have to really consider going as a republic after I'm done annexing Brazil, because I'm getting a bit tired of this whole fascist casus belli bullshit. Like, I don't mind getting casus bellis, but I want them against... I want to get them against people I can actually invade if we're gonna do anything, you know? I don't need this these casus belli against people I can't actually invade. No, I don't want to ally you people. Go away. I have made friends with Germany. Also, what is going on? Why is 42% of all people in Frankfurt bureaucrats? That is interesting, to say the least. Oh yeah, we can build planes. Let's build planes. Planes all over the place. I do even think we're creating some planes in our factories. Hopefully we'll be able to actually get the resources we need to build them. Alright, we can now establish the totalitarian system. So hopefully that'll try and keep our rebels in check a bit. Yeah, look at that, totalitarianism. Get that nice little modifier that lowers militancy. So we have finally reformed our states, and now people can go fuck off and leave the government alone. Oh, they needed to have a little rebellion before they stop, but hopefully this will be it. Bahian, okay, so this place can become an independent state. I guess that's reasonable enough. Let's get some neoclassical theory. Why wouldn't you? Now that is a large stack of Jacobins. Yeah, look at that, my fucking militants is still going up. So much for totalitarianism, eh? Wow, look at that, tens of thousands dying every day. It is a thing of beauty. Yeah, I really wish you could turn off pop-ups for rebel victories, or for your victories against rebels specifically. But I can't seem to be able to do that. You can turn off pop-ups for battles, but I want pop-ups for battles. I just don't want them for rebels. Oh geez, okay, so hello, there's a lot of rebels down here. I guess I should deal with that as well. Shouldn't I? Also, it's a good thing that Brazil became a fascist dictatorship, because they were a monarchy for some time. So you can see how it still now says Portuguese Empire of Brazil, rather than the much more aesthetically pleasing Portuguese Brazil. Fuck off, Soviet Union. How many times do I have to say no? I will never ally you. Honestly, I don't really even care that much that they're communist. I mainly just don't want to make Germany angry, because I need German friendship. Because these crisis potential in Brazil is getting quite harsh. Doing my best here to suppress them, but I can only do so much despite fascism. Hey, would you look at that? We're now officially superior to France. We just passed them up. We are barely keeping that position, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not we can hold that position, because it's a mainly prestige-fueled superiority, but still interesting, to say the least. The Europeans are still eating up the crumbling African empire of the French. So good for the Italians and the other Europeans. To be fair, we are European as well, but at this point we are no longer mere Europeans. We are a multi-continental, multicultural empire of glory. No, it was not our intent. Man, I've lost so much prestige. No, stop it. Don't crisis me now. Look at that. I just hit the infamy point where I can oh, fuck off. Oh, okay. Well, it worked out. Wait, so who acquired... Oh, okay, so really, it was a crisis against Bosnia. So Bosnia lost Novo Pazar to the Serbians, which I guess to some extent was justified. I mean, the majority here are clearly Serbian, so I guess by that logic it should be a part of Serbia. Novo Pazar is a part of Serbia today, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, Novo Pazar is Serbia, this is Montenegro, and this is... well, this is in... what is it called? Let's use the... in CK2 terms, it is de jure Kosovo, but Serbia will claim that it is... No, the opposite. It's de facto Kosovo, but Serbia will claim it's de jure Serbia. Right? I said that right? Probably made some people salty regardless, but such is life. But yeah, I think it's about time to invade Brazil. I mean, if I was smart about it, I would just wait, but I am not smart. I am fascist Portugal, and I want nothing more than to invade Brazil. So we will do everything within our power to do just that. So let's find... what would they even be called? Because I assume it's not... okay, it's just called Sokoto. So let's release fascist Sokoto. So there he is. Oh, yeah, it did indeed become a uncivilized nation. Also, here's the thing I wonder. What would happen if I released Sokoto? Would I get Scrabble for Africa Casus Belli against him? I should test that before the end of the game. I should see if I can, because if I can, that's totally an exploit to to get nearly infinite amount of infamy reduction. Because if you can just continuously release them and reconquer them for no infamy, you can just lose all your infamy, right? But I assume that's such an obvious exploit that the mod developer has made sure to remove the possibility of doing that from the game. Regardless, let's see, do you have any sphere bullshit? No? Good. For I will use that opportunity then to invade. So hopefully we won't be caught here. We got caught. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, they're okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's fuck. God damn it. Obviously that was the fucking justification to be caught on, wasn't it? Oh well, what are you gonna do? We will. Yeah, see, now I get this. Yeah, I'm not even gonna sit around and be salty about it. I'm just gonna accept my fate and move on. Because I don't know whether or not we'll lose enough infamy now to really do anything more in the game. We might get lose enough infamy to get like one more war. Although what exactly I would even do in that war is not something I know, because yeah, what will I do? I don't know. I was thinking about maybe invading Spain, see if I can take Galicia from them. That could be fun, but we'll see whether or not that becomes a thing we decide to do later on. Because I would have to put them out of my sphere and a bunch of shit like that, so it's not necessarily going to be super easy, but hopefully it won't be too annoying. Flashpoint tension, oh yeah, we're doing that, are we? Go away, Brazilians. Suppress this now. And there we are. That was fast. No, suppress it, I say. Away with you, tension. Let us rid ourselves of Brazil now, once and for all. Who are you allied to? Paraguay, really? Well, he's in my sphere, so he can't join against me. That is against the rules of Victoria 2. So, sorry about this, but it is time for you to die. Yeah, it costs less war score to annex him than it costs to take like one state previously. Yeah, the Brazilians have a weird way of valuing their land, but that is for them to decide on, I guess. Let's get in here and finish him. There we are. What kind of technology do you have? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. We're gonna win anyways, but it's still interesting to see. Yeah, 24. That's equal to me. So, I am impressed, Brazil. But impressed or not, I will win. Holy shit, look how many people they can mobilize in Rio. That is crazy. We're still wrecking them, but still. An impressive amount of troops you got there. Let's go on the counter-attack here, despite us attacking into relatively large numbers. Yeah, look, those losses we're taking. This might have been a bad idea, actually. Underestimate the power of defense in Victoria 2. Guess we're being like those World War I generals, thinking that the old strategies of attack work, but trench warfare and all that, so maybe we'll have to retreat here. Nah, I think we're gonna stick it out. Although, yeah, we did actually win, but it was not an actual victory. I would argue that was a loss because we lost so many troops compared to them. So it was a Pyrrhic victory, I guess. And they're willing to give up. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The thing we have waited so many episodes now to do is finally upon us. They are offering us the following terms. Annex Brazil. Proceed. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, so good! We even have Uruguay Oh man, look at that. I knew it was possible. I did the math. The math said yes, you can totally annex Brazil as Portugal in this game. Even if there are no actual mechanics that help you do it, if you conserve your infamy correctly and literally spend it only on invading Brazil, then you can indeed annex Brazil as Portugal. So there it is. I mean, obviously the campaign is not done quite yet, but that's it. That's it when it comes to empire restoration. Obviously, our homeland is the same it has always been. Well, at least since the beginnings of Portugal, or something like that. But we have now finally restored Portuguese Brazil. It even says Portuguese Brazil rather than Portuguese Empire of Brazil, and that is beautiful. Look at that. So this is why you play Victoria 2, for these kinds of moments. Very satisfying. Very satisfying. We even got the pink map. The British have never actually asked to take over Zambezia. We totally took it, and they did nothing about it. Our African colonies are glorious. Well, our Asian holdings are what you would expect from Portugal. I mean, we did keep Flores, which did not happen historically, but look at that, turning into nice Portuguese states. Look at that, 27% Brazilian in Lefau. Very, very good. These guys will presumably assimilate into Portuguese eventually. I think they will. They should. But I don't entirely understand assimilation in this game, so who even knows anymore, man? Who even knows? Also, yeah, I'm swearing the communist Nejd, because I just couldn't find anyone else to sphere. And it kept giving me pop-ups about swearing nations I really don't give a shit about. Fascism is further spreading in the Balkans. Gonna see, maybe anyways, a fascist Serbia. I mean, honestly, it surprises me that they are not fascist at this point. Although, no, I guess the reason is that they are a absolute monarchy, and you cannot put fascists in power when you're an absolute monarchy. So I guess they never really got the opportunity to have a fascist coup d'etat. So that's something. Man, see, now the thing I would love to do is I would love to ask you guys in the comment section whether or not you want me to turn into a republic again. Because now the need for fascism is basically gone, so we could just sit down now and, you know, turn ourselves into a liberal republic. A multicultural, multi-continental liberal republic. Only problem is, I fear my my industry would get fucked if I did that. Because I fear the morons would vote for... they would vote for actual liberalism. Although we might be able to convince them to go socialist or something like that instead. I feel like maybe going a republic at this point, it might be necessary to stave off rebellion and movements. So we can start liberalizing a bit anyways. Although, if I do allow meetings and press rights, we will lose those sweet suppression points. And I do like my suppression points. Look at those Jacobin rebels. 423 brigades. Can you maybe chill? Yeah, I think actually we have to start liberalizing. If we don't liberalize now, the people will force us to, I feel. Also, look at that. We lost like 7% literacy when we annexed the last remaining territories here. That is sad. We totally need to, let's see, colonial migration in Tete? Yeah, that's not making a difference. So let's stop with the hopeless colonial migration. That is not achieving anything. And let's instead increase literacy rates in Rio de Janeiro. Look at that, 1.68? What is that supposed to mean? Who thought that was a good idea? I sure didn't. So let's do intellectuals. Let us teach the Brazilians to read. We will show the Brazilians that we are benevolent rulers. Only ruling here in Brazil because we know what is the greater good for the Brazilians. Honestly though, I think that's a really interesting alternate history. Like, what if Portugal historically was able to keep hold of Brazil and actually transform itself into a multicultural empire where, you know, obviously the Portuguese could not have kept Brazil as a colony, but maybe they could have kept it as a, you know, just another part of their nation, you know? Convinced the Brazilians that they are Portuguese and that they should feel Portuguese nationalism or something like that. I assume it would have made keeping Angola and Mozambique a lot easier as well, so they might even have kept that if they had kept Brazil. So maybe they would have been like a very large multi-continental empire like we are in this game. But that is why you play these kinds of games, isn't it? You know, to play out those alternate histories that never happened in real life. Oh, so pleased about this though. Holy shit. That is so cool. I feel like I'm almost more pleased with this campaign than the previous Portuguese campaign I did. Because in the previous one I just played the most standard Victoria 2 campaign you can ever play. Essentially I blobbed uncontrollably in China. I just took all of Africa by abusing the vanilla mechanics of Victoria 2. Also, China conquered Macron, and they're slowly colonizing it with South Han people. I find that rather funny. They even have, yeah, look at that, the Chinese are invading modern day Pakistan and establishing plantations and mines to produce tea. Oh China, you did so well this game. Yeah, look at that! They are even assimilating the poor Vietnamese. Look at that! Yeah, I mean, I guess if any nation would have the power to assimilate these peoples, it would be the Chinese, wouldn't it? Because they have such huge populations that they can actually do that kind of stuff. So yeah, go China, or go the Qing Empire, I should say. Almost a shame that they didn't get to take over all of these other states because of the Soviet Union and Japan. But what are you going to do? They took Vietnam instead as a compensation. So yeah, Belgium. What are you doing these days, Belgium? You fighting Spain? Why are you fighting Spain exactly? It's Spain invading again. Jesus Christ! I might have to invade Spain at some point in this game. Might have to try and well, let's do the math. Yeah, we have 10 years for... Yeah, there's over 10 years left in the game. And I know for a fact we'll have the infamy to take Galicia in 10 years. So, we might end up trying to establish Greater Portugal. Wouldn't that be an exciting final war? I think it would be. Even if it doesn't actually make strategical sense. I mean, I feel like we're gaining more from Spain by just having them as a sphereling. But I don't know. It would be for the lulz. So fuck off. That's why I didn't ally you. No, not gonna do that. See, I don't. No, fuck off. I've rejected them like a million times so far. But then I finally caved in. I was like, okay, Italy, I'm gonna ally you. And then they immediately invade Austria. Morons. Just ask me next time whether or not I'm gonna join you, and you know, and then you'll know that invading Austria is a bad idea. Oh well. Right, I think we're gonna expand freedoms a bit. We're gonna do some meetings. Sure. Yeah, I'm thinking we might actually end up going as a republic here. I just can't keep this you know, fascism going. Too many revolts, too many movements, you know. I think we need to chill our shit a bit, you know. But such is life, I guess. Regardless, I think it's about time we end the episode here. So we finally achieved what we wanted. Now obviously, some more people might complain in the comment section, we never actually conquered all of modern day Brazil. We lack the province of that place, this place right here. Isn't this called Acre today? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know for a fact that there have been Portuguese speakers, or maybe even Brazilians, in the comment sections at some point, so maybe someone will know. But yeah, we finally conquered it, and I will sort of stand by my decision not to take this place, mainly just because it's, you know, I guess when this was a colony of Brazil, they didn't really have effective control over this, because I'm pretty sure this was a province that the Brazilians bullied the Bolivians into giving them later on. Although I guess at the time when it was a colony of Portugal, this place was sort of, I guess, not entirely, it wasn't entirely decided who owned this. I guess pretty much everyone claimed it, or honestly I am not entirely sure how that works. Regardless, I feel like we have restored the colonial Brazilian borders that I wanted. We even got this province as a neat little bonus, so that's nice. And yeah, none of the provinces are turning majority Portuguese anytime soon, but you know, there are some nice little Portuguese minorities hanging out in some of these provinces. So I think that's kind of funny. I mean, I guess maybe that's what's happening. No one is bothering to move to the colonies. Everyone is just going to Brazil instead. I guess they think it's nicer here or something. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Also, a quick thing I should mention about the previous episode. The previous episode had a bit of a derpy ending, because for some reason my recording software decided to stop recording my voice. I've been having some problems with that lately, and I'm not really sure what I can do to fix it. But, yeah, if you think you missed anything in that, you didn't. You literally, it was just a random clip of me doing the kind of thing I'm doing right now. Basically, I should have ended the episode already, but I can't help myself, and I can't I can't make myself shut up, so I just keep rambling at the end of the episode like this. So that's all you missed. So I think that little music clip you heard at the ending of the previous episode was probably superior to what I'm saying now. Regardless, let us end the episode here. In the next episode, I might become a republic. I'm kind of leaning towards that, because I feel like, you know, being a republican Portuguese multicultural multi-continental empire would sort of be the dream, you know? The dream of a truly united Portugal. Not a fascist Portugal that thinks of the homeland area as any sort of superior to the colonies. Instead, we will be a multi-continental nation rather than an empire centered around one random homeland province. I think that would be superior. Also, we might be able to convince the Brazilians to stay in our nation if we do that. So it could potentially be useful that way. We might also try and invade Galicia. I've really not decided on that one yet, though. I'm not sure what borders would look the best. Because these are sort of the classical borders of Portugal, aren't they? But I might end up doing it just because. That's if you know, because why not, right? If you're going to be Greater Portugal, you might as well be as great as you can be. But we'll see what I do in the next episode. It'll depend on what we get opportunities to do in the game as well. How the infamy is doing and all of that. So, yes, thank you so much for watching this episode, and until next time, bye.